a really basic exercise. A really basic exercise that's hard as hell.
Which one?
Single leg toe touch, aka one-legged deadlift.
It exposes everything.
It's really hard, even if you're a strong, fit person. It's a very difficult exercise, but it's one of my favorite movements for the glutes and hamstrings.
Probably a move I teach to every single one of my clients.
Everybody.
Well, because
it requires no weights. You can use weights.
One of the first things I refer to with a new client, especially.
It's a great way to teach a proper hip hingement too, without any weights, right?
There you
without
go.
doing like a heavy dumbbell. Most people have a really hard time with the hip hingement. So
do they have the flexibility even to get into hip hinging movement?
And so I'm curious to have you do it, because then I'm going to show you some ways I progress. Yeah, I have some progressions
basic.
to it,
Basic toe touch is what it sounds like. You balance on one foot, you can reach down with both hands, touch the foot that's on the floor, and come right back up. This foot never touches the floor. Some of the variations I can use, very basic, easy variations, is I'll do cross hand toe touch, or same hand toe touch.
So while you do that, Doug, you slide around this side, I want to point out too. So what we talk about when we say the hip hingement movement, get your balance first. What we're looking for is these hips to slide back.
I shouldn't have had that mojito earlier.
So watch. So
you're terrible at this one, Sal.
Get your balance.
All right,
watch my hips. Right?
Wrong side. Use the other side so you can see that.
No, you can see that way. You see the hips.
You should pick the left
So
leg.
I'm sliding the hips out. Whoa.
I'm telling you,
everybody's drunk on this one.
Too many margaritas.
Oh, there it is.
Hold on, let the professional do it.
There it is.
You ever try the variation without kicking the leg back? Try that.
So like a forward?
No. So balance on one leg.
Right at your side.
So just right at your side, hovering off the floor. This is a very gnarly variation.
Well,
much more difficult.
So let's talk about the posture going into it, right?
Okay, what you just did right now is way more hamstring than a hip hingement movement. So
yes.
I teach the single leg to try and get someone to learn how to deadlift or squat correctly, because we talk a lot about people having a poor neurological connection to the glutes and having a hard time firing them to bring those hips forward. So I really like to exaggerate the sliding of the hips back and then the hips coming forward. That's really what I want you to concentrate, is the hips sliding back, hips coming forward, squeezing the glutes.
You still have a soft bent knee, right? So this is more of a Romanian deadlift.
Right.
Well, and that way I can get more of the hip hinging, right? Whereas if you're straight leg like Sal was doing, that's way more hamstring. Way less of the hip hingement going on.
Absolutely. One of my favorite movements to do. I'll even do them now, even though I'm more advanced with my training. I like doing these before I do heavy hip hinging movements, like a deadlift, like a sumo deadlift, or like a good morning, for example. Great glute builder and hamstring builder.
So I taught this on my Instagram probably like 3 months ago. So I'll do it again for the YouTubers if you've never seen it. And it's kind of a progression to what we're talking about right now. And I like this because it gets some hip mobility involved in it.
Oh, this is nasty.
So I start from the knees, I swivel the hips around, then I come up from that position, and then I do the hip hinge and come back. Woo,
oh yeah.
And stabilize.
As you can tell.
And then come back to that position, back to my knees, hinge the other side, come up, stabilize, come down, hip hinge, come forward.
Right back up. Love
That's tough. I have another one too that is very similar to that, but used to do this back in the day when we worked at 24 Hour Fitness. I would go into a reverse lunge here.
This is what I was just going to show.
Now what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to lean forward and then get into a stabilized position with my leg, and then bring it back up.
And then go right back in the back. Back step lunge to toe touch.
Exactly.
This is gnarly. You want your butt cheek to catch fire?
On fire.
On fire, dude. Literally, smoke will come out of your butt cheek.
Well, we talk about this also being kind of like a good pre-exhaust too, right? Or a good activator, a good way to prime your guys' glutes before you get ready to fire them in a squat or a deadlift.
That's right.
Great move.